Deconstructing the title, Decoding the Hidden Symbols in the Book of Revelation. The title, Decoding the Hidden Symbols in the Book of Revelation, promises to embark on an interpretive journey through one of the Bible's most enigmatic texts. To fulfill this promise, the script must address several core tasks. Introduce the Book of Revelation. What is it? Who wrote it? And what is its primary purpose within the biblical canon? Identify key symbols. Highlight and explain the most prominent and frequently misunderstood symbols found within the book. Provide interpretive frameworks. Discuss various approaches to understanding these symbols. For example, preterist, historicist, futurist, and the reasons behind different interpretations. Uncover hidden meanings. Go beyond superficial readings to explore the deeper theological and spiritual messages conveyed by these symbols, connecting them to broader biblical themes. Address controversies. Acknowledge the long-standing debates and differing scholarly opinions regarding the interpretation of Revelation symbolism. By systematically addressing these points, the script will offer a comprehensive and insightful analysis, fulfilling the title's inherent questions and promises. Decoding the Hidden Symbols in the Book of Revelation. Part 1. The Introduction, Sowing the Seeds of Mystery. Welcome, seekers of ancient truths, to a quiet hour under the flickering glow of candlelight. Tonight, we journey into the heart of a text that has captivated, confounded, and inspired generations. The Book of Revelation. It is a book veiled in mystery, a tapestry woven with dragons and lambs, trumpets and bowls, celestial cities and cataclysmic judgments. For centuries, its vivid imagery has sparked both profound hope and fervent debate. But what if these seemingly fantastical visions are not meant to be taken at face value? What if they are instead a language, a divine designed to communicate profound truths to those with eyes to see and ears to hear? Tonight, we commit ourselves to a sacred task, to peel back the layers of enigma, to understand the historical context that gave birth to its potent symbolism, and to ultimately decode the hidden messages etched within its sacred pages. Join us as we explore the heart of Revelation, not as fortune-telling, but as a profound theological statement, a beacon of hope and a call to endurance for all who walk the path of faith. Part 2. The Journey of Deep Discovery. A. The Historical and Cultural Tapestry, John's Vision on Patmos. To truly grasp the symbols of Revelation, we must first transport ourselves to the rugged shores of Patmos around the close of the 1st century CE. The Apostle John, exiled for his faith, receives a series of visions. The world he inhabits is one of intense political and religious pressure. The Roman Empire, a seemingly invincible power, demands emperor worship, persecuting Christians who refuse to compromise their allegiance to Christ. This backdrop is crucial. John's audience, the 7 churches of Asia Minor, are facing economic hardship, social ostracization, and the very real threat of martyrdom. Revelation is not an abstract prophecy whispered into a vacuum. It is a letter, a powerful pastoral message delivered to suffering communities. It is infused with the literary conventions of apocalyptic literature, a genre popular among Jews and early Christians during times of oppression. This genre often employs highly symbolic language, vivid imagery, and cosmic battles to convey messages of hope, divine sovereignty, and ultimate vindication, often deliberately obscuring its true meaning from the oppressors while revealing it to the faithful. Understanding this literary context is our first key to unlocking Revelation's coded messages. B. Decoding the scriptural nexus, unveiling key symbols. Revelation is brimming with symbols, each carefully chosen to convey a specific meaning within its historical and theological framework. Let us examine some of the most prominent. The Lamb. This is perhaps the central image of the entire book. Appearing 28 times, the Lamb is always Jesus Christ, depicted both as sacrificed, slain, and victorious, standing. This powerful paradox draws directly from Old Testament sacrificial imagery. The Passover lamb, the suffering servant of Isaiah 53, and highlights Christ's atoning work and ultimate triumph over sin and death. He is the only one worthy to open the scroll, symbolizing his unique authority to execute God's plan. The dragon, the great red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, is explicitly identified as that ancient serpent, who is the devil and Satan, Revelation 12-9. This symbol represents the cosmic adversary, the source of evil and persecution throughout history. Its multiple heads and horns often symbolize its immense power, widespread influence, and various manifestations throughout different eras, particularly the oppressive empires aligned against God's people. The beast from the sea. This terrifying creature, Revelation 13-1-10, is one of Revelation's most debated symbols. Its composite nature, like a leopard, with bear's feet and a lion's mouth, and its 7 heads and 10 horns mirror the dragon, indicating its satanic origin and mimicking its power. Most scholars interpret this beast as a symbol of oppressive political power, specifically the Roman Empire in John's day, which demanded worship and persecuted Christians. The number of its name, 666, is widely understood as gematria, a numerical code for the name of a specific Roman emperor, likely Nero Caesar, whose name in Hebrew letters sums to 666. This ties the symbol directly to the immediate historical context of persecution. Babylon the Great, the prostitute. Introduced in Revelation 17, Babylon is a powerful and evocative symbol of corrupt worldly power, idolatry, and moral decadence that opposes God. While drawing on the historical city of Babylon, the ancient oppressor of Israel, in Revelation it signifies Rome, the great city that has dominion over the kings of the earth, Revelation 17:18. She represents not just a political entity, but a spiritual system that seduces and corrupts, leading nations into sin and persecuting the saints. Her destruction symbolizes the ultimate downfall of all earthly systems opposed to God. The New Jerusalem. In stark contrast to Babylon, the New Jerusalem, Revelation 21-22, is a symbol of ultimate redemption, God's eternal dwelling place with his people, and the consummation of his kingdom. It is depicted as a bride, pure and radiant, reflecting the glory of God. Its perfect measurements, precious stones, and lack of temple, because God and the Lamb are its temple, symbolize its perfection, sanctity, and the direct, unmediated communion between God and humanity. It represents the ultimate hope and destiny of the faithful, a place of peace, justice, and eternal life. C. The hidden theological meaning, beyond the veil. Beneath the surface of these dramatic images lies a profound theological message, a grand narrative woven through God's interaction with humanity. Revelation, through its symbols, asserts God's absolute sovereignty. Despite the chaos and persecution depicted, God remains firmly on the throne. The Lamb, though slain, is victorious. The unfolding of events, though terrifying, is according to God's plan, not human machinations or satanic whims. This offers immense comfort and assurance to a suffering church. The cosmic nature of conflict. The struggle faced by Christians is not merely political or social. It is a cosmic battle between good and evil, between God and Satan. Understanding this elevates their suffering to a participation in a divine drama, giving it profound meaning and purpose. The call to enduring faith, the constant refrain to hold fast and overcome through perseverance, hypomana, is central. The symbols assure believers that their suffering is recognized, their faithfulness rewarded, and their persecutors ultimately judged. The path to victory is often through patient endurance and unwavering loyalty to Christ. The promise of justice and renewal. The destruction of Babylon and the establishment of the New Jerusalem are not mere events. They are profound statements about God's justice. Every wrong will be righted, every tear wiped away. This vision of a renewed creation, free from sin and death, provides the ultimate hope for a world groaning under the weight of corruption. Revelation offers a vivid picture of eschatological hope, a future where God's perfect will is fully realized. D. Controversies and interpretive frameworks. Few books of the Bible have generated as much debate as Revelation. The primary controversies revolve around how its symbols should be interpreted. Preterism. This view holds that most of Revelation's prophecies were fulfilled in the 1st century, particularly during the Roman persecution and the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 CE. Symbols like the beast in Babylon are firmly identified with Rome. This approach emphasizes the historical context for the original audience. Historicism. This perspective sees Revelation as a symbolic outline of church history from the 1st century until the second coming of Christ. Proponents often link symbols to specific historical events or figures throughout the centuries. Futurism. The most popular view in many modern evangelical circles, futurism interprets most of Revelation's prophecies, especially chapters 4 to 22, as events that will occur in a future, literal 7-year tribulation period immediately preceding Christ's second coming. Idealism, spiritual, symbolic. This approach views Revelation not as a predictive timeline, but as a symbolic depiction of spiritual principles and the ongoing conflict between good and evil throughout history. The symbols represent universal truths about God, humanity, and the church's struggle. These varying interpretations highlight the complexity of apocalyptic literature and the challenge of discerning the precise meaning of its powerful symbols. Each framework offers valuable insights, yet none fully encompasses the entirety of Revelation's rich tapestry, inviting continuous study and humble discernment. Part 3. The Conclusion, an Eternal Echo. We have journeyed through the vivid landscape of Revelation, from the Lamb on the throne to the dragon beneath the feet of the woman, from the harlot city of Babylon to the radiant perfection of the New Jerusalem. We have seen how these potent symbols, born from an era of intense persecution, speak not just of future events, but of enduring theological truths. God's ultimate sovereignty, the cosmic nature of evil, the call to steadfast faith, and the promise of a glorious renewal. Revelation, when decoded with care and reverence, is not primarily a timetable for the end of the world, nor a cryptic puzzle to be solved by predicting current events. Instead, it stands as a profound testament to the victory of Christ, a searing critique of worldly power and idolatry, and a glorious vision of God's ultimate triumph over all evil. It is a book designed to ignite hope in the weary, to steel the resolve of the persecuted, and to remind us that no matter how dark the present age may seem, the Lamb who was slain reigns eternal. What does this grand narrative of cosmic struggle and ultimate victory call forth from your own heart as you navigate the complexities of your own age? What hidden symbols within your own life's journey might be guiding you toward the New Jerusalem? Deconstructing the title.